better than that. One trick I've learned with this mower is if you take the pin out on the support spring here, that it does seem to come apart a little bit easier. Come off a little bit easier, I should say. I'm getting faster with the hooking and the unhooking of the disc mower, but a caddy still sounds like a good idea. Well, if it's not obvious by now, today we're going to take the LS over to the pasture, try to get that pasture hay baled up and see whatever else comes along. That's what's going on today on Farmertylerranch. Well, I'd be a fool not to come out here and check on things before I start moving equipment. I raked this yesterday, you guys saw that in the last video, and I was hoping that maybe because of that I could get away with not raking it today, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. The hay feels good and dry on top, but it is still wet on the bottom like I kind of expected it would be. And that does seem to kind of be the way it goes with this grass hay. And I think there's really two factors at play here. The first being that we, this time of year, get such a heavy dew. I mean, it's almost like we get a 1/4 inch of rain every morning. Things are so wet before the sun comes up. And then the other thing going on here is that we're laying this hay on the lush green grass, which itself is 80 or more % water. So, you know, you got the dew, water on top, you're resting the windrow on basically water as well, so it makes it tough. As luck would have it, I noticed that the neighbor is starting to cut his rice, so this would be a good time for me to ask him about baling up some of that straw when they get closer to my property line. So now I'm thinking maybe I should have left that disc mower hooked up like maybe one more day. I think it was in the last video I was talking about the calves chewing on the hot wires that weren't energized. And here's a good example of why that's a problem, because they will actually chew it in two. So, and you know, there's a down post right here. I'd say the next 3 or 4 posts are down, and it's just, I think, anyway, it's from calves just being calves and messing with stuff. We'll repair this wire, get these posts back up, because the cattle will come out here tomorrow. Now we just got to find the other end of that wire. Oh, I see something up here. And this post no longer has a clip on it. That's not good. There's the clip for that post. There's the end. And if you're wondering, how do I know that the calves are chewing on this wire and not just running through it? Well, you can see, or maybe you can see on the GoPro, there's a bunch of chew marks there, and there's really nothing else out here that could be doing that. That's the nice thing about this poly braid, it is easy to repair. I'm gonna finish getting these fences set up so they're ready to go tomorrow. It looks like that next wire might be broken as well. Anyway, I'm gonna get this all set up and ready to go, and then we'll run after the tractor and try to get that raked. Now just gotta clip them all together. And just like that, one pasture becomes 4 paddocks. Well, all we need is an Energizer box, and this is ready for cattle. And real quick, I know I've been harping on this a lot, and maybe some of you are sick of hearing about it, but maybe some of you are really interested by it. And I just wanted to show you real quick, this paddock here is the first one that I took hay off of. At this point, I'm thinking that was like close to 2 months ago. And you can see just by the color of it how uniform it is, and what you are seeing is a nice stand of Dallas grass and clover with very minimal smut grass coming up here and there. Not saying the smut grass is gone, because it's not. You can see where it's starting to come back in spots, but it's not as heavy as it used to be. Compare that to this paddock that was never mowed and baled, and you can see the difference. But what's even more interesting to me is the paddock on the other side here, where I tried the cut, wilt, graze method, which in a nutshell is exactly what it sounds like. Right before the cattle go into the paddock, you go out there with the disc mower and cut it as if you were gonna make hay, and then you let it wilt for a few hours, maybe up to a day, before you turn the cattle in, with the idea being that they're gonna eat all that stuff that you cut off. And in theory, that should have the same effect as cutting and baling, but as I look out here, it just doesn't. Now, if I compare a cut, wilt, graze check to a check that I didn't do anything, just grazed as normal, the cut, wilt, graze is definitely better. But when I compare the cut, wilt, graze check to the cut and bale check, the cut and bale check is noticeably better. All right, enough talking. Let's get to work. Huh, you're probably ready to go in the house. It's getting hot. Well, I just got over here to the pasture, and as you can see, the cows know that today they're gonna move, and normally I would move them later this afternoon, but it's like 1 o'clock now, so we're only a few hours early, and it's really gonna make my life a lot easier to just get them out of here so I can leave these gates open, because I'm gonna be driving in and out of here for basically the rest of the day. Excuse me. Coming through, coming through, coming through, coming through. Don't kick me. Well, I wondered where they were all going in such a hurry, and they're running up here to get a drink, I think. And I just remembered that I drained that water trough yesterday to clean it, and I never refilled it. So I better do that before they figure it out and start scooting that water trough all over the place. Ooh, that's hot. Yes. Well, I thought they were heading up in here. I guess they were just excited about the new grass. So hopefully by the time they do get thirsty and come in here and find this, it's got enough water in it to where they can't push it around. Okay, time to do what we came here to do. And you thought you weren't gonna see me rake hay in this video. We made it out to the pasture, and doesn't that tractor look nice now that it's all cleaned up? I just wanted to give this a feel. This is nice and dry down here. I'm sure these windrows up at the top of the field are gonna be plenty dry to bale, but once we get down to the other end where the hay gets a little bit heavier, I might have to check it again. But this feels dry enough, certainly, that we can at least get started. Nice looking bale, but I just feel like it's gonna be wet. 14, 13, 12, 8, 12, 8. All right, shows what I know. I feel like this bale, the hay that I used to make this bale, would have been the wettest or the worst. So if this is good, then I feel pretty confident about the rest of this. Knowing me, I'll probably probe them a couple more times, just, you know, for peace of mind. But yeah, we can charge. Is it for baling. This is our worst yield to date. I only got 7 bales off of this piece, plus a 26.5-inch bale that's still in the baler. So not a lot of hay, but you know, it's still something. And I just keep telling myself the hay bales are a byproduct of the pasture management. So anything we get should be counted as good. I'm gonna carry this little bale up with me, and you know what? I would be smart to just go ahead and grab a couple on the spear, and we'll run the baler back home, unhook it, and then come get the rest of these bales off of the field so I can start the water out here tonight. That is adorable. I'm often conflicted with the final bale if I should make a bigger one or if I should make one normal one and one small one, and that's the route I decided to go this time. You know, every once in a while you kind of want a small bale if you're just going to have a cow locked up for a couple days, so this would be perfect for that. Figured I'd be smart this time, put my 3-point spear on there. That'll save me a trip. A few more to add to the pile. Every little bit helps. Well, it's getting late. I'm getting hungry, so I think I'm gonna call it here. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.